Network. I'm Adaze Okiaine. Today on the show, we have with us Kelechi Deca. He is the editor-in-chief of Africa Economy magazine. And today we're discussing the Twitter ban in Nigeria. Now, Africa's most populated nation, Nigeria, was thrown into shock on Friday, the 4th of June 2021, when the federal government announced the suspension of Twitter in Nigeria. Tell us, what was your reaction hearing about this Twitter saga?
I think that first, my reaction was that of shock. But when I recovered from the shock, it turned to embarrassment. Embarrassment for being a Nigerian, embarrassment for the sake of Nigeria, embarrassment for the level of infamy, or should I call tyranny, how low that our leaders are willing to go in order to score a very cheap point. I was so embarrassed that we decided to engage a global social media platform, not from the angle which other countries have been engaging it, which is in the areas of funding, how much they can get from the much money those tech giants are making. But we are engaging them from the level of ridiculousness, from the level of infamy, from the level of embarrassment, because they removed a tweet from our president's personal handle, which they deemed offensive. First and foremost, Twitter didn't just wake up and just remove that tweet. Tens and thousands of Nigerians and other people all over the world brought the attention of Twitter to that tweet as being offensive. And I thought that the government and also those who took that decision should have been aware of the fact that they signed existing terms and conditions which Twitter presented before they became a member of that platform. So if you sign to that terms and conditions, it means that you are abiding by whatever rules that existed on the platform. So I was shocked. But when I regained myself, I was embarrassed beyond measure, embarrassed to be a Nigerian.
Okay, so how would you analyze President Buhari's tweet, which got deleted by Twitter?
I mean, that tweet was quite unnecessary because, when you go back to time on some of his tweets that focused on issues of insecurity, you will discover that there is a change of language, and people easily discover that change of language. There's this tendency for him, when it's issue of insecurity happening in some northern parts of the country, he tends to be pleading, he tends to be appealing, he tends to be cajoling and trying to get everybody to see it from a certain angle. When it happens outside that given regional enclave, he tends to become so lionized and start reminding people of their history, of where they are coming from. And that was really what was wrong. You could say that you're going to deal decisively with whoever foments trouble without reminding people of a history that is still a festering wound 50 years ago. So that was what caused that whole problem, trying to remind people that you're going to treat them in the language they understand, because they know the language they understand. The language they understand is that of starvation, is that of using starvation as a weapon of war. That's the language they understand. That language they understand is that of genocide. So they know the language. Those who know the language understood it and they took offense.
Okay. Now, do you think there is more, on the part of Twitter, do you think there is more to the Twitter ban than just the deletion of the president's tweet? Do you think there's more?
I think that the government has been looking for an opportunity to get back at Twitter since the issue of NSAS and all those things. So they found Twitter has been quite influential in trying to, especially in controlling the public narrative space. So that the influence of Twitter has been a kind of a pen in the neck to them. So they've been trying to find a way to get back at Twitter. So this one presented the opportunity, because when you look at it, it's quite laughable that, you know, removal of the tweet, not the whole tweet, but a certain aspect of that thread was what you know, kind of ignited this kind of stuff. And what made it quite even more so embarrassing was the fact that even people who supported Twitter ban on President Donald Trump are now trying to justify what the government of Nigeria did. I mean, that's the height of hypocrisy I've ever seen. You know, Nigerians are world-class hypocrites anyway.
Okay, Nigeria constitutes Twitter's largest market in Africa. There are like 40 million, according to statistics. There are 40 million Twitter subscribers in Nigeria. Tell us, what are the socioeconomic implications of this Twitter ban for Nigerians, knowing that a large number of Nigerians are entrepreneurs on this platform?
Yeah, I mean, the government don't know what they are doing, and for the, you know, when you look it from the angle of that the government is flexing muscle over a decision that is hurting a large number of people. Apart from Twitter being a platform of expression, Twitter is also a platform of business. Twitter is a platform of entrepreneurship. Twitter is a platform of training. Twitter offers a whole lot of stuff. People just see it as just where the people go and rant. But there are a whole number of Nigerians whose daily bread depend on activities that are taking place on Twitter. The Guardian newspaper did a report on, was it on Monday or Sunday, where they highlighted the cost of that ban, the economic consequences of that ban, the socio-economic dislocations of that ban, and it runs into billions of dollars. And you know, because you live in a country where there is no data, where people don't care about digging deep and doing research over some of these things, so that's why people think it's okay. But it's not okay, because you can't say that your economy is just coming out of recession and you're trying to see how to grow the economy, and you're also taking decisions at the same time, decisions that are plunging that economy back into recession. By the time they know what's happening, it might be too late. But the impact of this is going to be so there on the Nigerian economy. Apart from the number of people you are putting out of the market, Twitter, apart from all those, you will discover that many corporate organizations depend on Twitter for quick resolution of customer service issues. And you know, the impact is enormous. It cannot be overstated that this is a very wrong move.
Okay, let's talk a bit about the legal aspects of this ban. Does the ban undermine the right to freedom of expression as spelled out in the Constitution?
Yeah.
Repeat the question.
I think let's talk a
bit about the legal aspect. Does this ban undermine the right to freedom of expression as stipulated in the Constitution of Nigeria?
Yeah, I mean, it's truly, not even the Constitution of Nigeria, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, which Nigeria is a signatory to. I mean, it goes against that. It does not even undermine the freedom of expression. It also undermines the right of people to express themselves, the choice of a platform of expression. It was a very wrong move, and for people who are older, it reminds people of it marks of dictatorial tendencies. It marks of a return of Decree 4 for people who are older, who can remember Decree 4 and Decree 2. So a lot of Nigerians are worried that we are taking one step forward and 5 steps backward.
Okay. Okay, the president recently, one of the latest statements released by the presidency is that the Twitter ban is temporary. But what would you say is the way forward?
I mean, the only way forward is to lift that ban, because if that ban is in itself is a stupid move. It ridicules this country. It ridicules the large number of Nigerians all over the world. And first and foremost, the image is a dent on the image of Nigeria. When you put on any international channel, you read any international news news platform, the discussion going on about Nigeria at present is not one you as a Nigerian can be proud of. I mean, we can't say that people are saying negative things about us, and we are trying to burnish our image. Yet at the same time, we are taking decisions that are rubbishing our image globally. I mean, that decision they took has linked Nigeria with some of the most infamous regimes all over the world. Now Nigeria is being likened to countries like Afghanistan, Pakistan. What if you want to be compared with the best? Why are you duckling with the worst? Why are you taking decisions that the worst in the Committee of Nations are taking? Why not you take decisions in line with how the best do? President Donald Trump was banned. Up till now, Facebook has not even banned President Donald Trump. Still, when he was president, the American government did not do anything against Twitter. Some criticized it, some upheld it, but that was all. So if you want to be compared to the best, do the things that the best do.
Okay. Let's consider the scenario. If at any time in the future, for whatever reason, social media is banned or the internet is shut down in Nigeria, how do you think that would affect Nigeria as a whole?
Hello, I didn't get that question.
Okay, let me repeat that. I said I want us to consider the scenario. If at any time in the future, for whatever reason, social media is banned in Nigeria or the internet is shut down, what would be the implications of this for Nigeria as a whole?
I mean, the implications will be quite ugly in the sense that a large number of businesses depends on the internet. I mean, when you do that, it's going to affect the banking system, it's going to affect the oil and gas industries, it's going to affect manufacturing, it's going to affect virtually every aspect. The whole world is getting so connected at the speed of thought. And when you do anything that disrupts that connection, you are affecting the way of life. I mean, we can't even imagine life without the internet. If you do it, the people who are doing positive things with the internet will be hurt. But those who are doing negative things with the internet will always and easily find a way about it. And that's what people don't understand. The crooks using the internet to do all the bad things, they know all the crooky ways of how to bypass all these things. So if you check the cost of shutting down the internet globally, you will discover that Africa has borne the brunt of that cost of shutting down the internet, and it runs into billions and billions of dollars, from Ethiopia to Sudan to Eritrea, all those countries, and Algeria, all those countries that have that resort to shutting down their internet. The cost is quite enormous, and these are economies that are not even up to half of the economy of Nigeria. The day Nigeria will go that road of infamy, this economy will tank, and it will tank to a level that will find it very difficult to recover again. Look at presently, South Africa just yesterday signed a bill, the cyber security bill. Just go through that and see the kind of things they did there. You know, the things were there, that anybody who shared messages that are likely to incite, or messages of violence, or messages that are that kind of a breach of another person's fundamental human rights. Spell these things out and let everybody know about it instead of hiding behind the finger.
Thank you very much for your time and for joining us on the show today.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. All right, we have with us Kelechi Deca. He is the editor-in-chief of African Economic Magazine. As we talk and as we converse about Twitter ban in Nigeria and the way forward. Thank you.